The rain is holding off for a moment, and it's just a really springy day with so many wonderful colors everywhere in the garden. But it's also a little bit deceptive because tonight the temperatures are going to drop to 0 degrees Celsius. So I need to protect lots of plants. But what I also want to do is to get them all ready because they think it's spring. So I want to take you over to my little berry area. Actually, my berry area is really the whole garden because I've got berries planted all over. This is one of my Chilean guavas. It's the only one I have planted in the ground, and it hates being here. This is like a really cold area of the garden, and if you just look, I've tried to protect it every time we had freezing temperatures, which haven't been that many times this year, but it still has been really damaged by the wind, the cold winds. They're really sensitive to that. So I'm gonna have to do some pruning later on, like just chop off all the bad bits. See, there's also some black spot here on the leaves. I think that's just damage too. It should be okay. I'm going to cover it tonight, but yeah, hopefully it's going to be okay and not be as damaged as it was last year. Last year it lost half of its growth. I had to chop it right back because it just sort of dies and dries out completely. So it has recovered quite nicely, but I'm thinking that by autumn I'll give it one more year, and by autumn I might just dig it up and put it in a pot again, which seems a bit silly because I'm trying to get things out of pots. But if it's not happy in this spot, then there's no point keeping torturing it, because it gets set back every time. It won't really thrive here. So that's one little extra thing, and that's something to do later on. There's so many jobs. I'm so excited. It's so fun to be able to be out here again in between the rain showers. But what I want to do today is to look at my strawberries. You can see here, they've been overwintering in the ground. I have lots of them in this little area here. And there's also some raspberries, some new raspberries coming up here because they spread from their raspberry stalks. I need to clean them up too. I could just keep on going, all the things I need to do. Huge lists are coming up in my head here. But yeah, if you see the strawberries, they're all waking up from their winter dormancy where they just sort of sat there and looked a bit dead. So I want to clear up a few of them because I've mentioned before that we're having our roof done this year quite soon, and that means that this whole area is probably going to be covered in scaffolding, possibly. So I want to dig up a few of these strawberries and just get them all sorted, sort of protected away from this area. And I have lots of pots. Everything has to go off the patio as well, into the main garden. I have a few strawberry pots here, for example. They always live on the patio, but if you can see here, the winter has really depleted the soil level here. I think the birds also like to dig into these pots. So I want to just repot them. I've mixed up some regular compost with some fish blood and bone for extra nutrition, and I'll just replenish all these pots, get all the plants out, give them a good prune, a good trim, split some of them up here. This is a whole box full of Framberries. They are a type of strawberry that tastes of raspberry or has like a hint of raspberry. They're really tasty, and there's quite a few extra ones in here. They've had lots of little runners that I can also pot up. And here, oh, over here for sure, this whole pot here is actually Pineberries, and it's a type of white raspberry with pink seeds that tastes of pineapple. It has a really refreshing pineapple-y twist to it. It's really delicious. And then over here we've got lots of regular strawberries, and I think here I think I still do, there's lots of wild strawberries in here because I really like using them everywhere. But yeah, there's some little bits down here. They're starting to shoot up again. But yeah, this all needs just to be replaced and replenished and given a good little, yeah, new start here. With all these ones, they're not doing very well. So we'll just get them all repotted with new soil, new nutrients. This guy needs to be split up. Look at him. He's getting lots of new growth. There's like a few plants in there all jumbled. Oh, see, all jumbled up together. That one just came away really easily. So yeah. And some of these, they also need to be really carefully planted so that they are, for example, the pineberries shouldn't just be planted loads of pineberries together. They need to be planted with other strawberries, red ones, otherwise they are not fertile. They won't have any fruits. So I want to make sure I've just planted a good mix together so they can all cross-pollinate and give me lots of delicious berries. So I'll get on with this before the rain comes back. So that's the first one done. These 3 little plants, some smaller than others, this one's very small, will really soon fill up the whole pot. It's just starting to rain now, so we got really lucky. We finished up. I just topped up these little pots with some pine cones as a bit of mulch and extra protection for the ground. I need to do that with these guys over here. They haven't got any mulch on yet, but they've really been thinned out. They all have new compost, lots of food in there, and hopefully they can just romp away. They're so hardy, they'll be okay if we get frosts, which we should do tonight. I've actually given them a bit of water just to be sure they have enough, because before these kind of freezing nights, you really want the roots to get completely saturated with water so they can withstand a freeze. I never knew that before, but it's actually a really good practice to make sure that they have enough water before deep freezes or sort of frosts. So really happy I managed to get that done. There were so many extra plants and runners and everything, so I have popped them out in different areas around the garden, which is always fun because if we don't get to them, the birds will enjoy them anyhow. So really lovely, and these guys I can take off the patio when we have our roof done because they're mobile. And they're just a big mix of Framberries, Pineberries, and regular red strawberries. Oh, look here. Here's some of the little buds of my black tulip magnolia. It's getting ready to open. Look at that. Really ready now. Luckily they're not open yet. Usually they open and then we get a frost and that kills them. So I'm happy they're biding their time a little bit, being a bit wise here. So nice. There's so many signs of spring right now. I even just saw a gorgeous little ladybird, which was really surprising. And you can hear the birds are all cheeping away. So springy, just before a frost. But it's so lovely to be out here again. And I hope to do lots more in the coming days. So many little things I need to do. Look, here are the goji berries. They are really pushing out loads of foliage right now. They're so early always. But yeah, I've got loads of tidy up jobs to do, so hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.